What's up, everybody? This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, and this is MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spinoff Series Thursdays. Yeah! What's up, everybody? This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, your host of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast, and this week's sponsorship is from Newsly. Newsly is a all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and read them to you in a natural human voice. For the first time in ever on the internet, the entire web becomes listenable, all in one place. Browse articles from topic you choose, start playing, start scrolling, and start listening. You can follow any topic as you specifically as you like, from sports, science, to Bitcoin, even to the Kardashians. It will find you on the latest article and you read them to you out loud. And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. Our podcast, MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast, is on there as well. Yes, it is. Shout out to Newsly for that. I start using it as my default podcast app. Download and use Newsly for free from www.newsly.me or from the link in the description. Use the promo code MrGentleman that I will also put in the description and receive 1 month free premium subscription. So you already know, y'all, download Newsly now. Check it out. Support them, y'all. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, your host of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast, and enjoy the show. You are now listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents the Old School Show with Ken, aka MrGentleman,
and the star Roddy, where we talk anything old school.
True. Yes, hello everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, 1/4 of the premier boys podcast, and your host of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Welcome to another new episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents the Old School Show, a part of Spinoff Series Thursdays. Hope all is well. And on this episode, myself and my co-host, the star Roddy, we will be discussing our favorite movie soundtrack. And this was a really fun episode, and I can't wait for y'all to hear this episode. And y'all already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and I'll be right back.
This is Graham,
Sarah,
and Michaela
from the Chime In Podcast.
And you're listening to
MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, and I am the host of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And this commercial break is brought to you by MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. On MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast, we interview many guests about their life journey, pretty much where they come from and where they're at now. Also promoting their brands or whatever they're doing at the time they come on the show. We also have the host talk about personal stories about himself and everything that he's been through. And also we have fun conversation about anything music, anything old school, relationships, wrestling, and many more. And y'all can tune in to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays at 12 a.m. We are also on every Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Spinoff Series Thursdays, where we have all of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast Spinoff Series all in one day. where we have a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. The Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And we have Date Night Talk podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursday at 12 a.m. And y'all can tune in to MrGentleman Like That podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, The Pods, and many more. Or y'all can check it out on the official website of MrGentleman Like That podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlikethatpodcast.com, www.realmrgentlemanlikethatpodcast.com, and tune in every Sundays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. for MrGentleman Like That podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in to this commercial break of MrGentleman Like That podcast. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Cheer!
This the star Roddy Rod, and you are now listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Yes, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And welcome to another new episode of MrGentleman Like That Podcast presents the Old School Show, a part of Spinoff Series Thursdays. And of course, I gotta introduce you to my co-host, the bro for the Premier Bay Podcast, Star Time, the star Roddy Rod. Welcome to the Old School Show.
Yeah. Glad to be here, everybody. It's the Old School Show. We talk anything old school. Ready.
There we go. And this is our regularly scheduled program now, because earlier we gave y'all a special one on Sunday, but this is our regular scheduled program. And now this episode, we all talk about the longer-rated movie soundtrack episode. We were supposed to do this episode last season, but we're finally here. Better late than ever, but we are here. So, Roddy, my first question to ask you is, what make a good movie soundtrack?
A great movie soundtrack are songs carefully crafted, carefully picked, that depict the mood and what's going on in the movie. You know, it brings you the mood of the movie, and it relates extremely to what's going on in the story of the movie.
Yep, there you go. Pretty much, yeah, I agree with you on that answer as well. It pretty much, whatever vibe that's on the soundtrack pretty much had to relate to what had going on in the movie. So I agree with you on that 100%. And my next question before we actually do the episode is, what makes you want to get a certain movie soundtrack? What makes you want to get it? Like, would it be artists, or would it be like singles? Like, what would you drive you into the movie soundtrack or the movie itself?
Well, I could say whenever they're promoting movies, they usually already have like one or two songs that they're already promoting the movie with.
Yeah.
So if those two songs are already strong enough to draw me in, then yeah, I want the soundtrack from just that.
Yeah. I feel you on that, because I would like that when I heard Kissed by a Rose by Seal for Batman Forever. And once I heard that song, like, I gotta see this movie. So that would draw me in. So, and then I got one more question to ask you. What was the first movie soundtrack that you ever heard?
I really think the first movie soundtrack I ever heard was Bodyguard.
I gotta agree with you on that. I think it was Bodyguard for me as well, because I think my father, he's a big Whitney Houston fan, so I know he definitely was rocking that soundtrack around the house like a whole lot when I was a kid. So, and also The Wiz as well. The Wiz is another one that they used to rock that around the house as well, because as a kid we used to rock The Wiz a lot, and then the soundtrack for that was played a lot growing up. So yeah, I'm gonna say Bodyguard as well, and The Wiz for me. All right, so now we're gonna talk about our favorite soundtrack movies. And we're gonna start with you, Roddy. What's your first one? You got?
The first one was Boomerang.
Boomerang, nice. So, first thing first, tell us about the movie itself, and then about the soundtrack, and what's your favorite song on the soundtrack. 3 favorite songs.
All right. I don't remember Eddie Murphy character name.
I think it was Marcus.
Marcus was a womanizer. He just had a lot of ladies. He was a player basically. He was juggling a lot of women and dating a lot of women and dealing with their personalities and kicking them out and going to the next, and they would end up putting him in a lot of crazy situations. And I remember they had a lot of star power in this movie.
They did. They really did, man. They really did.
I remember Tisha Campbell was one.
Yep.
Was Robin Givens?
Yeah, Robin Givens main character. Robin Givens, Harry Berry. After Eartha Kitt was in here, Martin.
Yeah, and Pops.
Yeah. John Witherspoon as well. Yep, John Witherspoon as well. Yes.
So, yeah. This movie was very entertaining when I watched it. Him being a womanizer. Just looking like, you just being a player the whole movie. I don't remember the ending though.
The thing was, so I got a funny thing, Roddy. It was also my first movie as well, by the way. Boomerang was my first movie as well. Oh, the ending, it was he got back with Harry Berry character. They went to the her art show, and Eddie pretty much told her that he would fill her, and they made it work from there.
Okay.
But the fun fact was, the original ending was supposed to be him, Martin, and the other character. I forgot his name. I'm really upset that I forgot his name. But they probably them 3 at the ending, and they look at the fireworks. That was supposed to be the ending for the original.
Wow.
Yeah. And how I feel about Boomerang was I enjoyed the movie. I'm upset that when I did my favorite movie list, I forgot to add this on my list. So I'm upset about that. But this is also one of my favorite Eddie movies. I could watch this movie all the time. Yeah, Eddie did a thing on this movie.
Eddie was on fire during this time.
He was really on fire.
Eddie Murphy was on fire.
Yes, definitely was on fire. Alright, so what was your favorite song off the album? Off the soundtrack?
Love Should Have Brought You Home was a great one. Also had End of the Road on there. And I think they had a song by Johnny Gill. Yep. And a couple of others that I don't remember at this point.
Yeah. I agree. I actually agree with all those picks. End of the Road. With funny thing, I didn't realize later that this was on the soundtrack. The End of the Road. I forgot this was on the soundtrack. Of course, Tony Braxton, Love Should Have Brought You Home, which was originally supposed to be Anita Baker song.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was originally a Anita Baker song. And of course, Johnny Gill, There You Go. That was my song, for real. And I remember hearing this song, not only on this movie, but also on Fanny Matters. They played this song on Fanny Matters. I forgot, it was one of the dance scenes when Steve was all alone and Laura was all alone too, and they asked her for the dance, and this song was playing.
Got it.
But this was a dope soundtrack. I enjoyed the soundtrack as well. I re-listened to the soundtrack recently, and it's still good to this day. So I'm gonna read some facts. Of course, this album peaked at number 4 on the top 200 Billboard charts. Singles off the soundtrack: "Give You My Heart," "End of the Road," of course, "I Die Without You," "Love Should Have Brought You Home," 7-Day Weekend, and "Hot Sex." So there you go. So since this was my number one, my first pick as well. What's your next one, Roddy?
Soul Food.
Yeah, we literally got the same stuff.
It's gonna change up later. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they're gonna change up later. All right, so let's talk about Soul Food real quick, Roddy.
Man,
How you feel about the movie and how you feel about the soundtrack?
movie was just really, really touching. Like, the whole family getting together stuff. I just like these type of movies with the family getting together and the togetherness and whatnot. They was coming over to eat the mother's cooking. You know, I don't remember much. I remember it was so long. I don't remember the stars for the movie.
I can take this part, Roddy.
Go ahead.
Soul Food is definitely one of my favorite movies. This was actually my first rated R movie that I saw in the movie theaters. I remember.
Oh wow, you seen it in the theaters?
Yeah, I seen it in the theater. My mother, and my cousin, my older cousin, I should say, took me, my sister, and my other cousin to the movie for the first time for a rated R movie, and we see this at the movie theater. Of course, as a young kid, like I believe 8 years old when I see this movie.
Wow.
Yes, 8 years old. Yeah, it was it was a lot for young kid 8 years old to watch this, but this movie, of course, is a classic. I always enjoy this movie. The people in this movie, we got Vanessa Williams, we got Nia Long, we got Mekhi Phifer, Vivica A. Fox. There you go, Vivica A. Fox.
Vivica A. Fox, yes.
Yeah, and many more. This movie dope to this day. Also, of course, later they came out with the TV show for HBO that ran for a couple of seasons. And yeah, Soul Food definitely one of my favorite movies. It's an amazing family movie. I think a lot of black families should definitely watch this because it's an amazing family movie, and I love the coming together and having dinner on Sundays. I love that concept. So, and yeah, Soul Food was an amazing movie. So let's talk about the soundtrack, yo.
Oh man, Soul Food had great songs. Like when they put the soundtrack together, they did their thing.
Yes, they really did. Yes. I ain't gonna hold you. This is one soundtrack that I wish I could listen to today, because this is not on Spotify, so I can't.
It's not on Apple either.
So this is not on nothing basically. So the only thing you probably can listen to this, or probably on YouTube. And the fact that we can't listen to this whole piece of work is really it's really sad. LaFace, y'all gotta add it to a streaming service, man. Like for real, like y'all gotta add it to a streaming service. But yo, what's your favorite song off the soundtrack, yo?
We're Not Making Love No More. True Hill.
Yep.
A song for Mama too. With Boyz II Men.
Yeah.
Slow Jams was kind of good.
Yeah.
And What About Us was good too.
Yeah. I know for me, of course, I agree with Total, What About Us. Which funny, last episode we spoke about this song last episode. And we didn't know that it wasn't on their album. The remix is on their album. So the original is on the Soul Food soundtrack.
Yeah.
Also, Song for Mama, of course. A Song for Mama, Boyz II Men. Of course, Slow Jam with Usher and Monica. And We're Not Making Love No More, Drew Hill. And also, and I forgot they even have Earth, Wind & Fire September on the soundtrack.
Oh wow.
Yeah. This was and I also got Don't Stop What You're Doing with Puffy. He's on here. Lil' Kim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This was a really dope soundtrack. I really wish that this soundtrack was on streaming service, like for real. Like this is one soundtrack that should be on streaming service because this is an amazing soundtrack. And yes. Also on the top Billboard charts, this one number 4 on the top 200 Billboard charts. The singles off the soundtrack was What About Us, In Due Times, Boys and Girls, A Song About Mama, and We're Not Making Love No More. Alright, so even though I had this on my list, this wasn't my next one though. My next song, the song I got on my list is my next album I'm gonna talk about is Space Jam soundtrack.
Oh, I had that too.
There you go. So Space Jam, I spoke about this on my on Mr. Jim like the podcast recently. Space Jam was a really dope movie. You know, seeing Looney Tunes and Michael Jordan. Woo!
Michael
Woo.
Jordan.
Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan. was a good combination. Next to Who Framed Roger Rabbit, this was a really dope live action / cartoon crossover. And like I said, I watched this movie to the ground at home because we didn't see this at the movie. We saw this on the Bootleg tape. So I watch this movie like all the time. And the soundtrack though for Space Jam, but G Louise, man, amazing.
Amazing.
I actually had the soundtrack as a kid, so I heard the soundtrack a lot to the point that because it got all scratched up. So yeah, Space Jam. The soundtrack was amazing. I love Space Jam, man. The movie itself, everything about Space Jam was amazing. And what about you? What do you think about Space Jam?
Man, Space Jam was the joint during that time, and I was a little kid, so I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Alright, so my favorite song off the soundtrack, definitely still "Fly Like an Eagle." Space Jam with Cross City DJs. Of course, I Believe I Can Fly, R. Kelly. Let's see what else. Of course, Monica for You Are Real. I even like the Barry White Wright and Chris Rock song, Basketball Jones.
Oh wow.
And also, I like the Buggin' with Bugs Bunny, which, by the way, Jay-Z wrote that. By the way.
Oh wow, really?
I found out that recently. Yeah, Jay-Z wrote that Buggin'. He even listed it in the thing. So, yep, Jay-Z wrote Buggin'. Space Jam was a dope soundtrack, man, for real. And what about you, Roddy? What's your favorite song of the soundtrack?
I Believe I Can Fly, For You I Will. Welcome to the Space, the anthem. Welcome to the Space Jam song. Yeah. And All of My Days with Change Your Faces.
Nice. Everybody get up, got the slam now. Yep, that was a dope soundtrack, for real. That was a dope soundtrack. So on the top 200 Billboard charts, it went to number 2 on the top 200 Billboard chart. Yeah. Singles off the soundtrack was I Believe I Can Fly, Space Jam, Fly Like an Eagle, Hit 'Em High, For You I Will, and I Turn to You.
Who says I Turn to You? Yeah.
All for One.
Oh, All for One.
Yeah. All right, Roddy, what's your next one?
Waiting to Exhale.
I got that too. All right, let's talk about it.
That was a crazy movie. It was with Angela Bassett, right? And
Yep. Angela Bassett, Whitney Houston, Loretta Devon. I forgot who the other woman's name, but continue, Roddy.
It was the man in the movie, was he Blair?
Yeah, Blair Underwood. Yeah.
Blair Underwood. They always giving him these bad guys roles.
That's a fact.
I don't know if I've ever seen him in a decent guy role.
I think he loved playing bad guys. You know, I really think he loved playing bad guys.
Probably in real life, though, he's probably an okay person to be around.
Yeah, I heard you're a good person. I heard you're a really good person in real life. but I think like with him and other actors, they love playing bad guys, but they're really good guys in real life. And that would make it more funnier because when you're a good guy and you play a bad guy, they play that role so well that people actually believe that you that type of person that you are.
Yeah, but it also gives you a bad rep as well. Yeah, look what happened to the girl on Power, Lauren.
Yeah, that's true.
But let's go on with this.
Yeah, let's go.
So Waiting to Exhale, they had Sitting Up in My Room with Brandy. I like that song. Shoot, Whitney Houston. Count on Me, Whitney Houston. Not Gonna Cry, Mary J. Blige. And Let It Flow, Tony Braxton.
Yep. So for me, Waiting to Exhale, I mean, I liked the movie. It wasn't my favorite movie. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't my favorite movie. But I did like it. I did like it. They had an all-star cast. I might have to watch it again as an adult. I never really cared to watch it as an adult. But I'm gonna watch it as an adult. But this was a good movie, though. It wasn't my favorite movie, but it was a good movie. The soundtrack, though, jeez Louise, though, the soundtrack for this, it was amazing.
Yes.
Yo, we got shout out to Babyface for that soundtrack. But jeez Louise, he killed the soundtrack. Like
he killed it.
He murdered it. He didn't kill it. He murdered it. Like he went in on the soundtrack, and every song was really dope. And we got shout out to him because this was an amazing soundtrack. My favorite song off the soundtrack was XL Shoot Shoot, Whitney Houston, Let It Flow, Tony Braxton, Not Gonna Cry, Mary J. Blige, My Funny Valentine, Shaka Khan, and I think that's it. And I think Whitney Houston, Why Does It Hurt So Bad?
And Whitney had a couple of songs.
Oh yeah. I mean, it makes sense because she is on the movie, so of course you're gonna have a couple of songs. Oh yeah. I can't forget about Brandy sitting in my room. I'm bugging for that one.
Yeah, you're bugging on that.
Yeah. I'm gonna forget about that. Cannot forget about that. So on the top 200 Billboard charts, it went to number 1. For the top 200 Billboard charts, and and this was 7-time platinum. Gee Louise. Wait, Wayne XL, man, that was an amazing movie. And so my turn. So the movie I got, I'm pretty sure you probably don't got this, Roddy. So the soundtrack I got is the Last Dragon soundtrack.
Nah.
Yeah, I know. This is probably the first one. This first time, I guess that's different. You already know. This movie itself, this is definitely one of my favorite movies. You know, growing up, it meant a lot to see a black person, like how you see a black Bruce Lee, see a black person, Bruce Lee boy. It was a big thing for me, stuff like that. Also, I got my middle name because of the character too. No cut. Yeah, that's serious. But this was always an amazing movie, and the soundtrack for this movie though was amazing. You know, many dope artists on this, from William Huss to Barge, from Stevie Wonder, from Vanity. This was an amazing soundtrack as well. Shout out to Motown for this movie and the soundtrack, and The Last Dragon, man, was really dope. My favorite song off the soundtrack was the theme song, The Last Dragon, Seven Heaven with Vanity, Upset Stomach, Stevie Wonder, The Barge, Rhythm of the Night, and Inside You, William Huss and the Temptations.
What year was this movie out?
1985.
Oh, way before my time. Go on.
That would mean 2 years older than me too, but but even as a kid, I watched this movie a lot as a kid, so that's how I listened to this. I watched this movie and I listened to the soundtrack, so everything was dope about this. And The Last Dragon, man. So Roddy, did you hear the soundtrack or watch the movie?
Nah, I think I watched the movie, but I didn't hear the soundtrack.
You gotta hear the soundtrack is really dope. So I ain't gonna hold you. The soundtrack is really dope. So singles off the soundtrack was Rhythm of the Night and Seven Heaven.
Rhythm of the Night by who?
The Barge.
How'd that go? I think know it.
And I said and I did on my shoulder and
Not familiar. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Roddy, what's your next one, yo?
Bodyguard. The Bodyguard.
I ain't gonna hold you. I forgot to add this on my list. I'm not gonna hold you. So yeah, it could be some stuff that if Roddy mentioned something and then I said, "Dang, I forgot to add that on my list." This is one of those movies that I forgot to add on my list. Yeah, continue, Roddy.
So The Bodyguard. I remember basically this Kevin Costner, right?
Yeah.
Was the bodyguard for Whitney Houston, and they fell in love. Like he was a bodyguard for her, and then towards the end of the movie they fell in love, and it was just a magical love story.
Yep.
So I remember for the movie, it was mostly Whitney Houston songs.
Mm-hmm.
It was like basically a Whitney Houston album for majority of it.
Yep. That's a fact. Yep. Most of it. Yep.
So I know I Have Nothing. I'm Every Woman. I Will Always Love You. As the songs from this movie.
Alright. The movie itself this was an amazing movie. You know, I watched this as a kid. Whitney Houston, Kevin Costner did an amazing job. Soundtrack was really dope too. Like I mentioned earlier, that this was one of the first soundtrack I listened as a kid. Every song was amazing. Like I said, my parents had this, so yeah, this was amazing. I didn't have it on my list. I forgot to add it on my list, but this was also an amazing soundtrack. Favorite song off the soundtrack is "I Will Always Love You," "I Have Nothing," "I'm Every Woman," "I Run to You," and there you go. Singles off the soundtrack. It has six singles. "I Will Always Love You," "Someday I Coming Home," "Someday I Coming Back," "I'm Every Woman," "I Have Nothing," "Run to You," and "Queen of the Night." And let's see how it did on the charts. Hold on. Okay, on the Billboard charts, it went to number 1. Of course, it went to number 1. Hold on, Roddy. This was she's Louise. I look at the number right now, son. She's Louise. I don't know if this was probably the biggest selling soundtrack, but this is a soundtrack with 18 platinum, son. She's a fucking Louise, yo.
That was Whitney Houston during in her prime.
Louise, 18-time platinum, son. That's crazy. Wow.
This was Whitney Houston during her prime, bro. Like,
yeah, no.
That "I Will Always Love You" song, you heard that song every fucking where.
You know, that's a fact, son. Yeah, you did, and this was amazing soundtrack, amazing song. Shout out to Whitney Houston, man. That's wow.
Rest in peace to her.
Rest in peace to her. Yeah, 80-time platinums. Wow, that's wow.
She made bread.
For real. And produced by Babyface again. We gotta get this man his flowers, man. G. Louis, I ain't gonna hold you. Babyface play a big part in a lot of these soundtracks, yo. I'm not gonna hold you. Like,
Babyface play a big part in a lot of things.
Yeah, I know, but I think about the soundtrack.
Circular 1990 to 1999.
Yeah,
he certainly did.
He did. Like we mentioned 4 soundtracks. If we mentioned 4 soundtracks, Babyface was a part of already. Boomerang was one. Waiting to Exhale was one. The Bodyguard was one. Soul Food, like G. Louis, Babyface, you are right. I mean, we all knew Babyface do a lot of stuff. We knew that, but dang, he does a lot of stuff. He don't get the credit that he deserves. Like, for real.
No, they gotta big him up a lot more. I know lately he hasn't been doing much that we know about, unless it's like somebody coming back. You know, like Tony came back a couple years ago. He did that, but he don't do much now. But during this time, we really got to give him his flowers for that.
I agree, yo. Shout out to Babyface, man. Don't forget, he had the verses a couple years ago with Teddy Riley. Like, shout out to him. Shout out to Babyface, man, for real. Ain't still active to this day too. So, but yeah. My next movie soundtrack I got is which you could put this as their own artist soundtrack because it's all him. I got Stevie Wonder, Jungle Fever. This soundtrack came out on May 28th, 1991. The movie itself was produced by Spike Lee. Have Wesley Snipes, had Samuel Jackson, Harry Barry's in the movie. This was a really dope movie. You know, growing up as a kid watching the movie, I didn't understand it. It had to take me to an adult to really understand the message of this movie. I watched this movie recently and spoke about this movie recently, and this movie was really, really dope. The soundtrack too. Stevie Wonder put amazing work in the soundtrack. Every song on the soundtrack relate to the movie. Shout out to Stevie Wonder for the soundtrack. Jungle Fever. Songs I like off Jungle Fever, but it's Jungle Fever. These 3 words. Live in the city. And one more. Make sure you're sure. Yeah, Stevie Wonder, man. Here another person that long time legend. We gotta give this man his flowers. I've been talking about Stevie Wonder for the last couple episodes of MrGentleman like the podcast. I'm gonna keep talking about him. He deserves his flowers, like hands down. Roddy, have you heard his soundtrack?
I didn't watch Jungle Fever or heard the soundtrack. I gotta watch Jungle Fever.
Yeah, you definitely gotta watch it, man. Definitely gotta watch it. Well, since we're on this topic, I'll talk about this with another guest I had. I'm asking you this question. Do you think Stevie Wonder need a biopic? And if he does, who do you think should play him?
He needs a biopic. The only person I think of right now, for some reason I feel like what's the guy that played Ronnie DeVoe on the New Edition movie?
Ronnie DeVoe. You talking about older Ronnie or younger Ronnie?
Older.
Who played Ronnie DeVoe? Who? Keith Power.
Keith Power. I think he could do it.
Interesting choice. Interesting choice, actually. That's an interesting choice.
Do you think he could do it?
I mean, it's possible. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible.
Who else is some good runner-ups?
I know this person. He might be too old to play him now, but he still got a young face. I'm gonna say Lawrence Tate.
Okay. More than likely, yeah.
But if I had to go younger, I don't know. I can't see. I don't know who I could pick for him for if he was to go like a little younger, as in like as his team, not his teams, but if he had to go to a younger route other than Lawrence Tate, I don't know who should play Stevie Wonder though. It gotta be somebody really talented. Somebody really talented though.
I would think that Trey Byers could possibly murder it. I don't know. I don't think Trey Byers is safe.
Trey Byers, who that? I try to remember.
Andre from Empire.
Oh, he does sing actually.
Okay.
He does sing actually. Wow, Brad, that's actually a good choice. I would actually.
Maybe it's too light skin. No, I thought about
it. That would be a good choice, because that man could act. That man could act. So he could pull it off. He could pull it off. That would be a good choice, actually, Roddy. That's a good one. That's a good one. But yeah, Jungle Fever, man. Singles off Jungle Fever. Gotta Have You, Fun Days, and these 3 words. This went to number 1 on top R&B hip hop charts, and with gold. All right, Roddy, what's your next one?
My next one is The Fighting Temptations.
Oh wow, good choice. Good choice.
I love this movie, bro. This movie with Cuba Gooding Jr., Beyonce was in it. A couple other people, I think, made guest appearances. Mm-hmm. Oh, Montel Jordan and Lil Zane was in it, of course.
Oh yeah.
And the guy who played a lot of Tyler Perry stuff, guy's name.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And Eddie Levert too.
I think it's Randall something. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, whoever he is. Yeah. He be in a lot of those stuff. And Eddie Levert was in it too.
Oh yeah, he was. Yep, Eddie Levert. Yep. I definitely seen this movie. I saw this at the movies. This was a good movie. The cast was pretty cool. I enjoyed this movie. I never heard the soundtrack in full in terms of like listen to every song off the soundtrack, but I did like the songs that they played on the movie though.
Yeah, man. You remember what they were?
I mean, I could look it up real quick, but
I know the Going Down by the River by Lil Zane and Montel Jordan. That's the only song I remember at the top of my head.
Hold on,
I did have the CD. Just remember the songs.
Yeah, you said it's Down by the River?
Yep.
Yeah, I actually like that song too, Down by the River. This soundtrack had Fight Temptation with Beyonce, Missy, MC Light and Free.
I didn't like that song.
I forgot Free was rapping. I forgot she was rapping. Of course, Beyonce Fever, Beyonce and Bilal, Everything I Do. The OJ, Love Me Like a Rock.
Mm-hmm.
She Chariot.
Yeah.
Don't Fight the Feeling of Siraj. Summertime with Diddy, Beyonce and Diddy.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah, I never heard the whole soundtrack actually. I knew the song that was playing in the movie, but I never heard the actual whole soundtrack like that.
Yeah, I peeped it when I had Apple iTunes at the time. But yeah.
Yeah. This soundtrack went gold. They don't have the list of singles, but I know for a fact that Fight Temptation song was a single. I know that for
that was definitely was.
That was and I believe
Summertime.
Sometime, yeah. Also, here's a fun fact.
Well,
They were supposed to have a part 2 to Fight Temptations, but they canceled it.
Wow.
Yeah. So there you go. Roddy picked with Fight Temptation.
Well, I don't know. It's like these days, the way they're trying to do reboots and pick up sequels, it may get a revival just out of nowhere.
Yeah,
streaming.
That's a fact. I believe that. I believe that 100%. I think they all gonna get. I believe that. That's definitely 100%. Alright, so my next movie soundtrack I got is Batman Forever. And Batman Forever, I watched this movie, growing up as a kid. I had the tape. This was my second favorite Batman movie that I ever liked. I liked the Val Kilmer. Jim Carrey was a funny Riddler. Tommy Lee Jones was in here. Chris McDonald was in here. Nicole Kidman. Yeah, I enjoyed the Batman movie. I go watch this all the time. Yeah, Batman Forever. The soundtrack though was a really dope soundtrack. I didn't listen to the soundtrack as a kid. I listened to the soundtrack years later. And when I found out who I was on the soundtrack, I was like, "Yo, this is really fire." Cause the only song I knew off the soundtrack was "Seal, Kissed by a Rose." I love that song as a kid, but I never heard the whole soundtrack until recently. No, on the soundtrack they had YouTube on the soundtrack. They had Brandy on the soundtrack. They had Method Man and Flaming Lips and many more. This was a pretty dope soundtrack. Favorite songs on the soundtrack, of course, is "Seal, Kissed by the Rose," Brandy, Where Are You Now, and Method Man the Riddler. Have you ever heard the Have you ever heard the soundtrack, Roddy?
I definitely have not.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool soundtrack. Singles of the soundtrack was "Hold Me, Throw Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me," "Kissed by a Rose," "Nobody Live Without Love," and "The Riddler." On the top 200 Billboard charts, they went to number 5. And this soundtrack was 2-time platinum. And
wow.
We got 3 more left, Roddy. What you got for your next one?
The Lion King.
I forgot to add this on my list. Dang, I forgot to add Lion King on my list.
Yeah, this is The Lion King Part 1, and we all know what happened in The Lion King. The Simba singing, the 2 brothers fighting. You all know.
Facts. We got a shout out to this one person, Elton John, killed the soundtrack. Definitely one thing. But yeah, continue, Roddy.
Yeah, the singles of the soundtrack was "Can You Feel the Love Tonight?" Beautiful song
It's very beautiful.
by Elton John.
Yep, very beautiful.
I Can't Wait to Be King and Hakuna Matata. I know those were the top 3 songs that I used to run a lot on the soundtrack.
And I gotta say, Lion King. I love Lion King. One of my favorite Disney movies. I'll talk about Lion King too much on this old school show. So I'm not gonna talk about it again. I'll talk about like too much on the old school show. But amazing movie. Soundtrack is amazing as well. The shout out to Elton John. He played a big part of the soundtrack. And I agree with your picks, Roddy. Circle of Life. I gotta pick Circle of Life. I just can't wait to be king.
Oh yeah, Circle of Life too.
Yeah. I just can't wait to be king. Shout out to Jason Reaper. Jason Reaper, the homie. Can You Feel the Love Tonight? I love that song, man. I love that song for real. I love that song, man. Singles off the soundtrack: Can You Feel the Love Tonight and Circle of Life.
Beautiful song. Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Another fact. On the Top 200 Billboard chart, they went to number 1. And this went diamond. Jeez.
I believe it.
I believe it too, because there's also one.
It's a movie.
Yeah, there's also one best original song at the Oscars. So, yeah, Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
I believe it.
I believe it too, man. Such a beautiful song. Alright, so my next soundtrack I got is this one is was in the 2010s, 2018 to be exact, 2018. This was off of one of the biggest movies at this time, the Black Panther.
Oh wow,
Black Panther, first Black Panther, man. Y'all already know, amazing movie. Shout out to Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. This movie just felt good to see a black superhero on our movie screens. So that was an amazing feeling. But the soundtrack though, jeez Louise. Can we shout out Kendrick Lamar? Cause Kendrick Lamar played a big part in the soundtrack. In this soundtrack for real.
Of course.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar. Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Flowers, why you still here? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta give him a shout out to that soundtrack. Favorite songs off the soundtrack, I gotta say All the Stars with Kendrick Lamar and SZA, The Way, Khalil and Swing Lee. Let's see what else? Oh, King Dead, J Rock, Kendrick and Future, and Pray For Me with The Weeknd and Kendrick Lamar. This was an amazing soundtrack. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar, man. And Roddy, I know you saw Black Panther. I know that already. But have you heard the soundtrack though?
I haven't heard the soundtrack. I just know about the singles.
Yo, you gotta listen. This is one soundtrack you gotta listen to, man. One soundtrack you have to listen to. Singles off the soundtrack is All the Stars, King Dead, and Pray For Me. On the 200 Billboard charts, this went to number 2 on the 200 Billboard charts, and this went platinum,
which is expected.
Yeah. And Roddy, what you got for your next one?
I got Save the Last Dance.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody was bumping the soundtrack around me, so I remember hearing most of it. You remember how Save the Last Dance movie was with the what was the girl name?
Julian Stiles
and
Sean Patrick Jr.
Yeah. So remember she went to Juilliard and she was trying to get into Juilliard or something like that.
Yeah,
he was helping her practice.
Yeah.
And they kind of felt they was dating for a little bit. And that was basically most of the movie.
Yeah. I definitely seen Save the Last Dance. Oh, and shout out to Kelly Washington as well, because she was also in this movie.
Who?
Kelly Washington.
Oh, okay.
Kelly Washington was in. the dude that played Q and Moesha was in here. Fred Star. Yeah. I watched this movie. You know, this was a really dope movie. I never heard the soundtrack in full though. I didn't know certain songs. I didn't know Casey and JoJo Crazy was on the soundtrack. But this was a dope movie though. This was a dope movie. But
the thing was, like, it was crazy because like most of the songs for the soundtrack was already like a lot of people comeback songs. So like some of these people you haven't heard from in a long time, and then all of a sudden these songs was added to the soundtrack, and it helped them bring their comeback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Breathe and Stop, Q-Tip. You Know What's Up, Donald Jones. Pink, You Make Me Sick. Lucy Pearl, You. Casey and JoJo, Crazy.
Yeah, I'll look at the soundtrack now. So I can actually pick songs I like on the soundtrack. Only You, 112, The Toy B.I.G., Breathe and Stop, Q-Tip, Murder, She Wrote, Shaka, Demis and Pay, You Know What's Up, Donna Jones, You Make Me Sick, and Casey and JoJo Crazy.
Which I understand why they had Only You and Shaka's and Murder, She Wrote when it had nothing to do with it, but this was a weird song. I don't know why they added it, but it is what it is at this point.
And I'm looking at the list. I look at the singles, and the single of the soundtrack apparently is Murder, She Wrote, Only You, Get It On Tonight, You Know What's Up, You Make Me Sick, Crazy, You, and All or Nothing.
But Murder, She Wrote came out way long before that.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
it didn't make no sense because Murder, She Wrote was early 90s.
Yeah, it don't make no. Yeah, I mean, to put them as singles, that didn't make no sense. Like, I get it. It was around the same time. Like Crazy was actually an original single off the soundtrack.
Yeah, it was.
So Crazy makes sense. I'm not sure. You Know What's Up? Was that the actual soundtrack to the movie, or was it just added on to it?
I think it was in the movie. I think it was in the movie. Yeah.
It was actually okay, got it.
Yeah.
I mean like original soundtrack, like original.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Cause you know it is some song that they added in the movie just to add it in the movie, but not
to make up the full album track.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But not make it like, you know, the original soundtrack. Yeah. So that was what I wanted to know. On the Billboard chart, they went to number 3 on the top 200 Billboard charts, and this was 2-time platinum.
You said 2?
2-time platinum, yes. I mean, makes sense because they got a lot of original songs. I would hope it go platinum or something. I would hope it go platinum. Yeah. So I do got 2 more movies as well, 2 more soundtracks as well. I spoke about this a little bit on the last episode of Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast, old school show. I got the Bad Boy 2 soundtrack, and you already know Bad Boy 2 was my favorite Bad Boy movie. Off the back, you know, of course, Will, Martin. You know, I love that duo. Part 4 coming next year, 2024. And yeah, this was a good soundtrack. The soundtrack, though, like I mentioned on the last episode, I heard the soundtrack when I went to down south for a family reunion. One of my big cousins had a soundtrack, and I listened to it. And this soundtrack was really dope. You know, many dope people on here. You know, Lenny Kravitz, Jay-Z, Murphy Lee, Ryan Leslie was the producer of the soundtrack. And there's a whole bunch of people. And this was a dope soundtrack. This is another soundtrack that is on streaming service, but not all the songs is on streaming service. So maybe it's on Apple Music, but I know on Spotify that all the songs is not on the streaming service. But yeah, this was a dope soundtrack. My favorite song off the soundtrack. I got a lot. Show Me Your Soul, La La La, no Jay-Z, Shake It Tail Feather, Diddy, Nelly, Murphy Lee, Girl, I'm a Bad Boy.
I like La La La.
Yeah. Cool and Dre, Diddy, Fat Joe, The Realest, B.I.G., 50, Flip Side, and Justin Timberlake, Love You, Love Don't Love Me. And there you go. And what about you, Roddy? What do you think about this movie, and what do you think about the soundtrack?
Bad Boys 2 is a good movie. I personally didn't listen to the soundtrack. I like some of the songs like La 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 and Shake Your Tail Feather, but that's about it.
Yeah, I gotta hold you. Diddy did a thing on the soundtrack though. I gotta say, like we mentioned on the last episode, the Bad Boy episode, yeah, Diddy did a thing on the soundtrack. A lot of dope people, and yeah, shout out to Diddy. Singles on the soundtrack: La La La, Shake Your Tail Feather, and Show Me Your Soul. On the Billboard charts, it went to number 1. Like we mentioned in the last episode, and it went platinum. All right, Roddy, what's your last one?
Get Rich or Die Trying. Yeah.
Nice.
This one 50 Cent was exploding, so yeah, you already know. It was all 50 Cent fans, and we just went and bought everything for him.
Facts.
So you remember the movie was basically about his life story, him getting shot, him going to jail, him living with his grandparents, and his mother getting shot and everything.
Yeah.
So that was basically like a biopic for him, up to what he's doing now at the time. Yeah. So I remember the songs off the soundtrack was Window Shopper and Hustle and Ambition.
Yeah. I definitely did I have the soundtrack? I feel like I definitely had the soundtrack, or I heard it on soundtrack before, but
pretty sure you heard it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard it, but I think I did have the soundtrack. I think I did have the soundtrack somewhere in my increasing CDs. Give It a Down Try the movie. It was an alright movie, you know. It was a cool movie. Soundtrack was, I liked the soundtrack. I mean, of course, I like the album better than the soundtrack, but soundtrack, yeah, I like the soundtrack. Not really much to say, but yeah. What's your favorite song? Also, you said it right. Your favorite song?
Yeah, I said my favorite songs. Yeah.
Mine is Window Shopper, Hustle Ambition, Whip Your Head Boy, and a Best Friend as well. I want to add that.
Oh yeah, Best Friend. Yeah, I forgot about that one too.
Yeah, I forgot about it too. Singles on the soundtrack was Hustle Ambition, Window Shopper, Best Friend, Have a Party, and Whip Your Head Boy. The soundtrack went to number 2 on the 200 Billboard charts, and it went platinum.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah. So my last soundtrack I got, which is also an album, which is also one of the biggest albums for this artist that I'm about to mention. I got Prince Purple Rain. And you know, Purple Rain, the movie, I remember watching the movie as a kid. One night, it was late night. It came on Channel 7, ABC. One night, remember how back in the day on Network TV they used to play movies on the late night sometime, Roddy? Yeah. So Purple Rain came on. Everybody was asleep. Me and my sister were watching it. I mean, we were probably sleeping in bed, but we were watching it. And this movie was really dope. You know, Prince, Morris Day, Babylonian, and you know, all of them. And this was an amazing movie. You know, shout out to Prince. You know, stuff like that. Very creative dude for making this piece of work. You know, the soundtrack though, every song goes to this movie was amazing. And yeah, my favorite songs are Purple Rain, Let's Go Crazy, Take Me With You, The Beautiful Ones, When Dove Cry, and I Would Die For You. Yeah. Have you heard Purple Rain, Roddy?
Nah, I haven't heard Purple Rain. I just know about the main song.
Yeah, man. This was Prince Thriller, man. This was Prince Thriller. This was an amazing piece of work. Singles off this was When Dove Cry, Let's Go Crazy, Purple Rain, I Would Die For You, and Take Me With You.
Oh, When Doves Cry was on this, right?
Yeah, with Doves
I
Cry.
know about When Doves Cry.
Yeah, nice. And let's see the chart review. They went to number 1 on the top 200 Billboard charts, and this went 13-time platinum.
Wow.
Yeah, of course, this was legendary. This was legendary. And that's today's episode of the Old School Show. And thank y'all for tuning into this latest episode of the Old School Show. You already know Roddy. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah.
No, this was pretty fun. And yeah, you already know what to do, Roddy. Let them know where they can listen. Let them know where they can check you out and stuff like that.
Well, right now you can follow my IG at star.time_Roddy. That's star.time RODDY on Instagram. Star Time Podcast coming back within a month. So check me out on all streaming platforms. Season 1 is already there, so you can subscribe and follow or whatever you stream on. Apple, Good Pods, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Spotify, etc. Yeah.
Nice, there you go. And this is the Old School Show. You can check us out every 4th Thursday, a part of Spinoff Series Thursday. Thank you, and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, like the podcast and the Premier Boy podcast. And this commercial is brought to you by the Premier Boy podcast, where where we talk about anything about the culture. Hosted by myself, Ken, aka MrGentleman, Mr. Aaron Sands from King Talk with Aaron Sands, the star Roddy Ride, who is also my co-host of the Old School Show, and long live the Chief Nolly Bell. And we talk many topics, from politics, music, sex, love, relationships, and many more. And also every topic that's going on in the news right now. Many of our topics is very controversial, and the podcast show might not be for everybody because we talk about many explicit content. And yeah, so if y'all decided to check out the show, y'all be warned because y'all might need a drink or two. And yeah, because this podcast is so crazy. I'm shocked that it had not got canceled yet. So if y'all looking forward to listen to the Premier Boy podcast, check it out on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and many more. Each and every Wednesday at 12 a.m. You can check out the Premier Boy podcast with myself, Mr. Aaron Sands, Star Roddy Rod, and Long Little Chief Mally Mal. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman. Have a good day and night wherever you're listening to this episode. Now back to the show. Yeah! I just want to take the time to thank everybody for tuning into this latest episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast Presents the Old School Show, a part of the Spinoff Series Thursdays. Thank you to my bro, the Star Rider Rod. You already know, man. It's always fun, and we look forward to the next one when we do it next month. And y'all can check out MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series, every Thursdays for Spinoff Series Thursdays, where we have shows like A Conversation About Music Podcast every first Thursday at 12 p.m. Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursdays at 12 p.m. And the Old School Show with myself and the Star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 p.m. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Pods, and many more. Y'all can rate the show 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, Pod Chases. The more y'all rate the show, the more people know about MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. If you want to be a guest on MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast for the main series or any of the spin-off series Thursday shows, just send me a bio about yourself and everything that you do to my email, Ken, ypgent@gmail.com, or hit me up on social media, Ken_MrGentleman. I repeat, Ken, Ken_Mr. Gentleman, GentleMan, and we can set something up because I am due looking for guests for the main series and the spin-off series Thursday shows. Y'all can check me out on Good Pods, Ken, Mr. Gentleman. Y'all already know Good Pod caters to many independent podcasters. Y'all can rate each other's shows. You can see what everybody listens to, and we have the charts. And at this time, we have the Gentleman, like the achievements, where you can see what everything with the Gentleman, like the podcast, is doing. And of course, we got the Good Pod charts. And at this time, for top 100 shows, with the Gentleman, like the podcast, is number 4 on the normal charts, and we are number 2 on the indie charts. For society and culture, we are through number 1. And it's been 5 days since we've been number 1. And yeah, thank you to continue to support us on Good Pods and continue to support us on everywhere else. Listen to us on every platform. Rate, support, show us love. Support the official website, www.realmrgentleman.com. Y'all can listen to every episode of Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast. Y'all can watch every video on Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast, from the audio of Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast, Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast TV, Mr. Gentleman Facts, Quote of the Day, and many more. Y'all can check out every guest appearances that been on Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast, every guest profile, all 62 guests of Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast, every guest appearance that I've been on, from the Things About Us, with Willie and Fiona, Questgasm, with Kendra, Opinion Lashes, with Jessica, Dawn Marie, and Sonia, and we got more on the way. And also buy merch at www.tpublic.com. Search Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast store at tpublic.com, or y'all can buy it through the merch or through the website. We got shirts, hoodies, mugs, masks, and many more. Y'all can support by buying some merch, or if y'all don't want to buy merch, support by listening, sharing, tell a friend, get on the charts, let the world know about Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast, and of course support the website, www.realmrgentleman.com. And once again, thank y'all for tuning into this latest episode of Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast presents the Old School Show. New episode of the main series of Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast, this Sunday at 12 a.m. Have a good day or night, wherever you're listening to this episode.
My name is Kendra Crump, and you are listening to the Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.